Welcome to AP Biology. This video is on innate immunity, also called the non-specific defense. The major difference between innate immunity and adaptive immunity is that innate immunity is non-selective. The mechanisms used are going to fight off all foreign invaders the same way. The specific defense, also called the immune system, is going to be extremely selective over which foreign invaders it targets. This video is going to concentrate on innate immunity. There are two lines of defense. The first line of defense prevents foreign invaders from entering the body. They are the skin and your mucous membranes. The skin is a physical barrier preventing foreign invaders from entering your body, and mucous membranes are found any place where a microorganism can potentially enter your body. Areas like your eyes, your mouth, your nose, they all contain mucous membranes. Mucus is acidic, and bacteria have a very difficult time reproducing in the acidic environment. Mucous membranes also contain enzymes called lysozymes. Lysozymes are enzymes that break down bacterial cell walls, so they're antibacterial enzymes found in your mucus. If a foreign invader does enter your body, you also have the second line of defense. The second line of defense is mostly made up of large phagocytic white blood cells called macrophages. There are two types of cells that can develop into a macrophage. You have the neutrophil and you have the monocyte. Macrophages are large phagocytic white blood cells. They engulf any foreign invader, whether it be a bacteria, virus, whatever it might be, through the process of phagocytosis. Once the foreign invader has been engulfed, the invader will be transported to the lysosome inside of the macrophage, where it will be destroyed. The key thing to remember here is that macrophages are not selective. They target anything foreign the same way. You also have white blood cells called eosinophils. Eosinophils are used to kill things that are much larger, things like tapeworms and other larger organisms that might enter your body. Natural killer cells are an interesting white blood cell in the immune system. Natural killer cells target either virus-infected cells or tumor cells. They don't directly kill the cell, instead they release chemicals that are then going to kill cells that have either been infected by viruses or are cancer cells. Within your blood, we contain antimicrobial proteins. They make up the complement system. The complement system is made up of about 30 serum proteins. These are proteins that travel throughout the liquid component of your blood, and they destroy or lyse any kind of microbial cell that might be inside your body, anything foreign. Cells that get infected by viruses release a protein called the interferon. Interferons limit the cell-to-cell spread of a viral infection. Once a cell has been infected by the virus, it releases the interferon. The interferons induce a change in the cell membrane of neighboring cells, and this prevents the virus from being able to enter those cells. Many viral medications available today contain interferons and have the goal of limiting the spread of viruses throughout the body. When a foreign invader enters your body, they're going to make their way into the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is made up of a series of vessels that lie next to all of your blood vessels. Within your lymphatic system, we have lymph nodes. You can see they're located in your neck. They're also located going down your chest. We see them in your armpits. They're in the groin. They're also in the back of the knees. Lymph nodes are places where macrophages are activated and reproduce. If you have an infection, the lymph nodes will become swollen. They're swollen because they are upgrading their numbers of macrophages, which are then going to go and combat any infection that you might have. The inflammatory response is a really important part of innate immunity because we see it in our everyday lives. Two things can cause the inflammatory response. One is going to be tissue damage, physical injury to connective tissue or a tissue within the body. The other thing that might trigger inflammation is going to be the entry of a microorganism like bacteria. In this case here, it seems like we have a knife penetrating the skin, which is going to cause both damage to the tissue, and you could also see that this individual becomes infected with a bacteria. Inflammation is characterized by redness and swelling. The increased redness and swelling is due to vasodilation, due to the blood vessels in this region becoming dilated, which increases the blood supply. The more blood that's brought to that area, the more healing elements will be brought to that area, the more clotting elements will be brought to that area, the more macrophages will be brought to that area, which can then destroy any type of bacteria that might be located in the wound or in the damage. The other thing that's going to take place with inflammation is you're going to have increased permeability of your blood vessels. They actually become leaky, and this is what allows all these healing elements and macrophages to leave your blood vessels and get to the site of the injury. The inflammatory response is caused by one major chemical released, and that chemical is called histamine. Histamine is the major chemical messenger used to trigger inflammation. It's produced by two types of cells. One's a type of white blood cell called the basophil, and two is a mast cell that is found within connective tissue. When inflammation takes place, we're also going to see a local regulator called the prostaglandin. Prostaglandins trigger the feeling of pain. They also aid in delivering clotting elements and other phagocytic white blood cells to that area. This concludes our discussion on innate immunity.